Yeah, you're on the Love Them Knives channel. And we are digging some new blades. This one I got in a week or so ago. And maybe it's more so ago than just a week ago. I think it may have been a couple weeks. I don't know. Everybody's got different tastes in knives. This appealed to me. I like the fuller in the blade with the holes in it, and that's very much like a Todd Begg kind of look to a degree. And so that, the blade shape just generally, and this is that Kizer Sovereign Filigree. And filigree is because that looks like filigree. In any case, pocket clip and back spacer are blue. This is a titanium frame lock flipper. Obviously, it has S35 VN steel. Take a look at it. And of course, if you want to service the pivot or take it apart, then you're going to need a thin screwdriver, it looks like, to go across and do that. But you can do that. I've done that before, not on this knife, but with that type of pivot. Interesting, though. I like the blue contrasting hardware. I am not in love with the pocket clip. That is Hotspot Central. Also, I'm not usually a big fan of a single screw on the pocket clip because sometimes they can move, but in this case, it's pretty flush into the scale. So this is not going anywhere, okay? So that's okay. That'll work. The actual pocket clip itself, I know it seems a little short. It's definitely not a deep carry, but it's just this thing at the end here is no bueno. You can feel it in your hand. You know, you can feel it. It's digging right into here. That's not good. That's not good. Now, you do have a front choil on here that's really nice and polished, smooth. I mean, it's a stone wash, so this whole thing is stone washy, but this is really, okay, it's not polished, but you know what I'm saying, like crowned, beveled, smooth, and yeah, feels good. You can choke up front. There's no jimping here on the top of this blade, and it's almost got a little harpoon type of design in here, and I really like that styling cue as well. So I'm a sucker for harpoon. I'm a sucker for the fuller with the holes in it. The rest of the actual blade, handle, I like. It's not anything in particular. It's not crazy or different, or it's just sensible, pretty much. Very ergonomic. So that's okay. Now, the filigree part, I don't know. If you feel like you're wandering around Liberace's living room or something, something's going on. That's something, all right. And I don't think this knife got a lot of love. When it came in, it's this Bladesmith series here. So it comes in the outer box. Here's the model number. Ki4431. This is the outer box. This is the inner box, which is very crush proof. And in here, you've got the microfiber cloth, paperwork, an extra screw, looks like the lock bar deal, and of course the pouch. So you got all that. That's a lot of gear. That's pretty good. And let me pull the Blade HQ deal. Here's your paperwork, 3.5-inch stone wash. And, I don't know what the SRP 348, but $199 now. Well, $199.99, so $200. Yeah, so it was more expensive of the Kizer Bladesmith series. That's pretty high SRP. Probably a lot of machine work went into this. 8¼ inch overall, 3.5 inch blade. It's a drop point, flat grind, stone wash. I don't know if I'd call it completely a flat grind, but I guess. And handle thickness is right there at a 1/2 inch. Titanium, gold ano. There you go. Pause and read. S35VN, heavy duty, ready to do that job. I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek there because probably not the one that you're going to pull out in the farm and the ranch and that kind of thing. But you know what? I think you could continue to follow this knife and you might be seeing it come out even at a bigger reduction in price. You know, check some of the Kizers that they may be discontinuing. And, you know, for that matter, you know, a lot of different knives at year end, or they introduce their New Year's knives and then they decide they're going to take some and discontinue them. Watch those because you can get some really good deals on them. And you know, this is a good quality knife in that regard. I mean, you got bearings on the pivot, you got a detent ball here, you've got it's a frame lock knife, and it's very nicely done fit and finish wise. A lot of work went into this. And the action's really nice. You know, the flipper tab's not too obtuse. You got jimping on the front, but really, you know, really deploys well. Not overly done on the detent, not too heavy, which is fine with me. I like it when they've got good bearings and it just swings open very nicely. But it's also one where you can gravity deploy it if you want. That's not a problem. That is a big lanyard hole. And, you know, the good thing about this knife, other than the fact the pocket clip is not good. It's not good, no bueno. But you can go left hand tip up. So, I mean, at least, which I think was really kind of just really giving kudos to the lefties when you have such a busy design here that you're willing to waller out a little bit of area and say, hey, you know, we're going to accommodate the lefties. That's pretty cool. All right. In any case, the action's really good. I like the blade style. I don't know that I need this kind of filigree type design, but I do like it when they put some kind of machining, some kind of effort at design on a knife rather than just plain titanium scale. I like that they do something, some contouring, some milling, some different levels of work on it. This may not have been what I would have chosen in that regard. But you know, if you really think about it just as a knife, it fits in the hand pretty well. That pocket clip's a little hot spottish. But you know, if you're going all day, this would probably wear you out a little bit. You know, it'd be annoying. As it is, nah, you can kind of tuck it down in here a little bit and get away from it. And yeah, you could do some cutting stuff for a pretty decent amount of time without getting overly annoyed. And you know, it's centered. No blade play or lock rock on this thing. It came right out of the package. And, you know, I bought this on a special deal from one of our viewers that said, hey, I got some Kizers that they're closing out. And maybe you'd like to take advantage. I'll point you in the right direction. So, yeah, I got this one on a closeout deal. So, no, don't feel too sorry for me. I didn't pay the $200. But, you know, so as far as I'm concerned, yeah, this is a winner. because, you know, price always comes in to make part of the decision. And, you know, really, as long as it, you know, it's fairly ergonomic, the design is really nice. You got this front choil that really works well. Hey, I like it. Check it out with the my Mannix for size comparison. About the same size. Just about the same size. The Mannix is like 8 1/4 overall. So let's check this out. Well, yeah, 8 1/2 inch blade, 8 1/4 overall. So yeah, it's exactly the same overall length as the Mannix is. So that's about 90 millimeter blade length and 21 centimeter overall. What do you think? Let's check the blade stock. Yeah, it's almost 4 millimeter then, because 0.157 of an inch. And it's 4 millimeter thick. So, yeah, it's pretty fat. Depends on where you're getting on top of this. Let me get my calipers out. So come down like this, and I guess you're gonna hit the high points, but 0.53 of an inch. 13.6 millimeters. Yeah. So it's a good EDC size. Let's find out the weight. That'll kind of help us with the whole thing. And why am I getting grief on my weight? You need to zero out, dude. There you go. I don't know what was going on there. That was weird. 5.5. Okay, that's not too bad. Turn it around. There you go, 5.5. Springing. 156 grams. Yeah. It's right in there. You know, they're not, skeletonizing these scales, so there's a lot of titanium here. Pretty thick blade stock with the S35VN, but you got bearings. It deploys really well. It's smooth. It's centered. It's well done. And, you know, I could carry this. Absolutely. I mean, you know, you get it at a good enough price, it could roll into your EDC where, you know, when it was that SRP of what, 300 and something originally, I mean, no, then that becomes a little bit less viable as far as, you know, being able to just carry it and have it as a user knife. But, you know, you catch them on the closeout, and all of a sudden, it's a whole different deal. Yeah, okay. That works. It's sharp. You know, it's nice when they give you the crush-proof box. You get the nice zipper pouch with it, and the polishing cloth, and even a little bit of hardware. Wow, I like that. I think it's a good deal. Feels good in the hand. Really does. It's got some heft to it. I know, 5.5 ounces. Yeah. But I kind of like that. I kind of expect that with the titanium, the full titanium frame lock flippers. You know, the over travel stop, lock bar insert, and it flips really well. I know it doesn't have a super strong detent, and I really don't expect that necessarily of a knife. I'm not sure I really am in favor of super, super strong detents. I kind of like it as long as they've got bearings and they swing pretty free. Then you don't need the detent to be really strong, because it'll just, you know, deploy great. You can always fail a knife. I could fail any knife, basically, you know. And always, if you want to see a knife fail with the flipping action, just hand it to somebody, one of your buddies that's not into knives and has never really messed with a flipper. they're very shy and they're very tentative about getting the knife out there, so they just kind of push in gradual amounts. It's amazing. So it's funny. It's fun to watch them do it. And sometimes it kind of pisses me off because it's like, give me that knife. This is how you do it, dummy. I know. It's just, it drives me crazy. Because you can give them a really nice, expensive knife you're all proud of and stuff, and they go, how does that open? I go, you pull back on this tab. And, oh, well, then what do I do? How do I, you know? It's always a bag of tricks, isn't it? In any case, yes, we do. We love them knives. Thanks for joining me. Stay tuned and subscribe if you'd like, because we always got something cooking around here. And we're probably not far away from our next giveaway. So if you're a subscriber, you can win. If you're not a subscriber, yeah, you can't be a winner on the giveaways. So that's always good. And plus it'll keep you in touch with when we do our table sales, because we always have some good knives on our table sales. Crazy different stuff. It's always a motley crew of stuff. Crazy high-end stuff, and then really, really affordable budget type knives. So yeah, that's another thing to think about too, is to be able to get the notice when those table sales start, because the knives disappear pretty quickly when we put them up, because everybody knows it's a really good deal and the shipping's super fast. So, all right, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining me. You know what we do here. We love them knives. Stay sharp.